If they ain't cooking, I don't want it.
What's going on, everybody? It is the Ins and Out D podcast. It is your boy DT back with another episode to recap. Yes, we are recapping Super Bowl 59 with it's true, Commanders fans. The Philadelphia Eagles are now Super Bowl champions as they have defeated the likes of Goldie Mack, as in Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, by a score of 40-22. And let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. So, I put a little video out, just to preview the game, some sorts out there. If you haven't got a chance, go follow me on social media. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also click like and subscribe to the channel. Going doing way more things this year to elevate myself. But just to recap the game, man, I would say this. If you're an Eagles fan and you know how talented this team is, and you're a non-Eagles fan, but you love football, you know how talented this Philadelphia Eagles team is. They're loaded on both sides of the football, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, handle those two spots because those will be the big topic of discussion. Their secondary, linebackers, they have playmakers all over the place. And the key word you're going to be hearing is just explosive. And that's how good this Eagles team is. In comparison to this Kansas City Chiefs team, look, I'm going to be completely honest and be real about myself. I deep down, I honestly went with my heart instead of my head. Deep down, I went with my heart instead of my head. Obviously, I'm a Washington Commanders fan. I truly, and I say this with full amount of passion, I truly dislike the Philadelphia Eagles. I cannot stand Eagles fans. So I was going with my heart. Also going based on past experiences, knowing when the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, they have played teams that are also better than them. You just can never count them out. But I think this is where we get in this conversation now. But you count them out if they're going up against a juggernaut and they take care of business. And I think that's obviously what we've seen yesterday. So this Eagles team is good, man. I'm going to give credit when credit is due. Obviously, we see in the offseason, they got Saquon Barkley. They drafted tremendous amount of talent at the defensive line. They truly developed some of their own guys, and they're about to look like they're about to make free agency some big bucks in free agency. They drafted Jordan Davis. They drafted Jalen Carter. They drafted Milton Williams, who's going to be looking for payday. They drafted Josh Sweat. They drafted Jackson Hunt. They drafted Nolan Smith. This front four can get after you. This front four can get after you without the likes of blitzing. I think that was the biggest thing I seen yesterday. They had Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City offense in a blender. A blender. It was extremely bad. I saw eerie signs of when Kansas City played Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl led by Tom Brady. That's how ridiculous and scary this game was. They made Patrick Mahomes look human. This was by far the worst performance of Patrick Mahomes' career on the biggest stage. with so much at stake. With so much at stake. This was a chance to three-peat, and it stopped. It ended there. The Eagles were the three-peat killers, I would say. It was truly amazing how talented and how good this Eagles defense. Obviously, Washington played them 3 times this year. We finished with a 1-2 record, and we lost to them in NFC Championship. But man, shout out to that Vic Fangio-led defense, man. They make plays after plays after plays, and they are a force to reckon with. Another thing I also said, look, I think this is also part of the conversation. Jalen Hurts. I have been very mixed about you in your time in the NFL. There are sometimes I praise you. There are sometimes I slander you. There are some years I lift you up and defend you. And there are some years I'm like, I don't think he all that. But, brother, I think you put all that stuff to bed. And folks will come up here, talk about them glazing, this and that, and all like, look, I'm definitely a Washington Commanders fan through and through. But when I see something, I'm going to call it out. And I'm going to tell it like it is. Jalen Hurts balled out, man. And it's time for us as football fans to give him the flowers he truly deserves. And I think us as fans, we have to evolve. We have to evolve the sense of how do we judge these quarterbacks? What point of conversation do we judge these quarterbacks? Because I think the ultimate thing at the end of the day, what truly matters is, did you win the game? And Jalen Hurts wins football games. He wins. He wins. He wins. He wins. And you cannot take that away from him. Is he on an extremely talented football team? Absolutely. But he is the engine that keeps this train afloat. They need him just as he needs them. Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl championship, and he is a Super Bowl MVP. Time to get flowers, man. And 2 of the 3 years he's been in the NFC Championship. 2 of the 3 years he's been in the Super Bowl. They were legit half away from winning his first one. It's truly insane, and I'm just going to put it out there, man. Like, Jalen Hurts, shout out to you, bro. You defy the odds. You defy your haters. Some people are not going to like the way you play. Where some people want you to throw for 400 yards every game. Some people want you to throw for 4 to 5 touchdowns. Hey, do you, bro? This man won a game when he threw for 90 yards. This man won a game where he ran more than he passed. This man has won multiple playoff games when he hasn't passed over 125 yards passing, outside of one game against the Commanders, obviously. But let's stop. This dude has a Super Bowl win against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, not Lamar Jackson, not Josh Allen, who just won MVP, not Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl title, has a ring, has a Super Bowl MVP. That's what matters. So all this talk about him not being a top 10 quarterback, please. He's got to be up there. He has to be up there. I mean, there's no question about it. When you have that ring, that is significant in the National Football League. And be honest with you. Okay, not everybody has the same GM like a Howie Roseman. Not everybody has the same financial strategies like the Philadelphia Eagles. But look, dog, at this point, Jalen Hurts is paid $51 million. I think I've seen this. It's crazy because I'm going to quote this because friend put it on Facebook. Jalen Hurts paid $51 million. Joe Burrow paid $55 million. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. I'm talking about Cincinnati, a little bit of a cheap team. But at the same time, at one point, you had a top 10 defense. You got Jamar Chase, Triple Crown champion. You have T. Higgins, incoming possible free agent. If not, he's a reliable wide receiver 2, probably a wide receiver 1 anywhere else. You got Joku, comeback player of the year. What's the excuse? Other than playing in a gauntlet, other than playing with Patrick Mahomes, bro. It's levels of this. And I get it. But at the end of the day, man, you got to win. I hate to have this conversation too, but I just know this is about to be a crazy offseason with the takes. And rightfully so. Jalen Hurts did that. He did that. He wins. Stop taking that away from him. And now let's move on to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. Baby goat. The guy that my students say I apparently glaze all the freaking time. And probably so. But when I always bring this up, I always tell the kids and stuff, man, Patrick Mahomes has gotten to the point where people hate him. And I get it. I understand. You want to know why? When I was growing up, I could not stand Tom Brady. I could not stand the Patriots because it was year in, year out. The Patriots either had home field advantage, the Patriots were in the playoffs, Patriots were winning these games. I was criticizing the refs, felt like the refs were on the Patriots side. I was there with these young cats, man. Patrick Mahomes, look, and watch when I say this. Patrick Mahomes is what people saw when they saw Tom Brady. If you wasn't a Patriots fan or you were just a big fan of football, people hated Tom Brady. That's the same treatment Patrick Mahomes gets playing right now. People hate Patrick Mahomes. They despise him. They don't wish no success at all. But look, somebody's legacy took a hit yesterday. And it's not TB12. It's Patrick Mahomes. Both of these losses are very similar. And make no mistake, this is definitely a team sport. The offensive line has been struggling all year, especially at left tackle. Had Joe Thurney playing left tackle in the Super Bowl, and he's an interior lineman. The interior lineman playing left tackle, a premium position. Played fairly well till he played Philadelphia. Their front four, 2 deep defensive line, groomed and developed. But there were some things, though, like, yo, you're Patrick Mahomes. Like, you Patrick Mahomes, dog. We have you up here with the goal. You got to check out these plays. You got to take care of the football. And make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. This year has been a criticism when it comes to these elite quarterbacks, wherever you like the Joe Burrow, where you like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, anybody else. When you know you have a weakness on your team, some of these quarterbacks are going to have to carry. And the worst thing you could do is turn the ball over. And Patrick Mahomes turned the ball over against the number one ranked defense in the National Football League and spotted that team 14 points. A pick six and a pick inside the 20-yard line. There is a stain on Mahomes' legacy for right now. Two Super Bowl losses of double-digit fashion. Tom Brady never loses like that. He's never lost like that. I'm putting that out there. Crazy work, bro. Philadelphia was just a better team, bro. They're a better coach, better talented, better by depth. Jalen Hurts balled out. Saquon Barkley, the person that I acknowledge in the preview clip, was arguably offensive player, not even arguably, the offensive player of the year. They took him out the game, and they were still destroyed. It's so nasty, bro. I have to force myself to come up here and address to my audience, address to these people about this game. Hey, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys are Super Bowl champions. Your second Super Bowl title ever. Man. But look, you also see the title of this. What does that mean for the Washington Commanders? Well, let's start with this. The Washington Commanders were 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl appearance and possibly a Super Bowl win. It's crazy to truly think about this. I would never utter those words as a Washington fan. This team was 60 minutes away from the Super Bowl. We got some work to do. Washington has some work to do. And yesterday just told me everything. And I made this post. And I get it. We're in this era of you got to have that guy at quarterback. You got to have the signal caller. You got to have that franchise guy. That franchise guy truly matters. It does matter. But what yesterday showed me, if you ain't got them trenches right, you're just going to be cooked. You're going to be cooked. The Philadelphia Eagles invest heavily in their offensive line. They invest heavily in their defensive line. The trenches. One helped them win a Super Bowl. The offensive line was blocking, run blocking the best that they can. We look at the yards per carry for the running backs, but they can road raid, hog mollies, run the football, pass blocking. Nobody, I don't even think probably only one person touched Jalen Hurts yesterday. Art. Defensive line, obviously, that should have been the MVP. 6 sacks. 6 sacks on Patrick Mahomes. 50% of pressure from a 4-man rush. No blitzing whatsoever. No blitzing at all. They were going after Patrick Mahomes. They were stopping the run. They had Mahomes looking like a rookie, a backup quarterback. That's how bad he played. They had him not going through his reads. They had him escaping pressure way too early or way too late. That's the stuff I'm talking about. And for the Washington Commanders, you seen that? Adam Peters, you see that? Dan Quinn, you see that? That's what wins you games. We got to get back to it. The offensive line was okay this year. It can get better. I am not against adding another guard, left tackle in the draft or free agency for this football team. This defensive line, you need a edge rusher, a dominant edge rusher. Not a C-level rusher. You need a dominant rusher of the football. We also need playmakers. Edge is one of them, but when we talk about playmakers, we got to get guys that can be elevated by the talent of Jalen Daniels and become a guy outside of Terry McLaurin. Playmakers, trenches of playmakers is the topic for the Washington Commanders. And truly, I'm just getting giddy about it. I'm truly excited for what is about to happen in the next couple of months. Free agency is next month. And then obviously in April, we're getting you ready for the draft. I'm so excited. I hate that we lost that game against Philadelphia in NFC Championship. I hate having to sit there and watch the Super Bowl that Philly just won. But look, when all said and done, Washington's future is very bright. The time to win it all starts now. The time to win it all starts now, man. Washington is truly in position. $90+ million. Top 4 picks in 100 rounds. Like, everything is trending upward to get this thing rolling. And then we need this thing rolling because we know what Philadelphia is. Philadelphia is the standard. And we got to match that. We got to match that, though. We have to match that. Because if we don't, it's going to be an ugly couple of years from now that if we don't elevate that. Jalen Daniels took a team that was devoid of talent in certain spots, I will say, and carried them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the winner of the NFC South, and Detroit Lions, the winner of the NFC North, and the number 1 seed. Can't tell you how much I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for the possible moves to be made. I'm just extremely ready. I got to get this green taste out of my mouth while watching the Philadelphia Eagles. Having these Philly fans come out the blue, talking smack to you. It's not me. It's not me. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. But the future is bright for this team. They have to make the right moves. They have to address trenches, man. If they don't address trenches in free agency, in the draft, I know where I won't know what the vision is. But I know the vision starts up front. I know it starts when you're watching Saquon Barkley go 60 yards untouched because they are blocking their tails off. It pains me when they're throwing a deep ball and nobody's getting to the quarterback. Well, because their offensive line is blocking like crazy. This is what we deal with, man. Washington is definitely the team to watch. I'm very excited for the future. JD5 held his own against his Philly team, threw 5 touchdowns against his Philadelphia team, I may add. And I think time will tell in the coming weeks and potentially next month what are they going to do with this roster. But look, man, that's all I got for you tonight. Just a little recap of the Super Bowl. I'm going to be doing more videos and stuff like this. Also, catch me on Command Time. Also, catch me on Red Zone the Lab. But this is your boy, DT Sensei, the Ins and Out D podcast. That's all I got for y'all tonight. See y'all next time.
cooking, I don't want it.